Fury family component to this fight. Fighting under light heavyweight against Poland's Daniel Bocianski. First of all, Tommy, you've fought on some big cards. You've also been around your brother fighting at MGM Ground, T-Mobile Arena. You are used to the razzmatazz of all of this. But how different does it feel being part of his homecoming, fighting under his card at Wembley Stadium?
First of all, just want to say big shout out to everybody who's here. Thanks for turning out. I can see there's a lot of people here, so thank you. And as far as boxing on the same show as Tyson, I've always seen him box at these big events, in Las Vegas and stuff like that, the show fights and whatnot. But to box on the same card, it's an amazing feeling. We're both gone through camp together. We're both doing a fight night together, so we know what we have to do. And the word I'm looking for is just blessed. I'm blessed to be in the position that I am now. 8 fights, boxing at Wembley. Just blessed, when does it ever happen? So I'm going to take it with both hands, and take the big opportunity that I've been gifted with.
Sounds like you're really enjoying it and you've enjoyed the camp as well. Your opponent is the toughest record you've faced so far in your career. He is 10 wins and 1 loss. Why was it that you wanted this type of a fight in front of all these eyes at Wembley Stadium, this tough test?
I just feel like all the way through my career, I've been boxing all my life. And because I did something, for 6 months that was outside of boxing in Love Island, I feel like nobody takes me serious, nobody thinks I'm a fighter or anything like that. So I really want to prove that all this occasion stuff, 94,000, it doesn't mean anything to me. I'm not scared or new to being in front of a camera. It doesn't bother me, and I'm really looking forward to having someone come over who's there to win and comes to fight. He's 10-1. He's only lost to a person who was 20-4. So it's a good step up for me, but I believe me fighting them type of people, you're going to see the best version of me. And I truly believe everybody's going to go away from Saturday night thinking, where's Tommy Fury gone? Who's this new guy? Because, we've knuckled down in camp, we took it back to basics, not trying to do too much stuff. I'm just going to go out there and show everyone how I can really box. And that's just the plan for Saturday.
As you mentioned, there are a lot of naysayers. I think a lot of people forget that you're 22 years old and you've achieved so much already, and you're also quite big for your age. I think people forget that you're 22. You are making your way through the division. What is the goal in boxing? What do you believe you can achieve?
First of all, I look about 42. Let's get that right. And the goal in boxing, it's always to be a world champion. I've said that ever since I started boxing, because in my mindset and my eyes, right now, through everything that's happened to me in my whole life, I haven't achieved one thing. I've not achieved anything. Because Love Island's what it is, these millions of followers is what it is. I thank and love everybody who follows me, but in my eyes, I've not achieved anything because it's nothing that I wanted to achieve. When I first was a little lad and I set out, I never said I want to be on Love Island to become a social media star or an influencer or anything like that. I said I want to be a world champion and a champion boxing. So until I've done that, I've not achieved anything. And Saturday night takes me one step closer to, being on the way for that. I've got a good opponent coming over, looking to put on a good show. And yeah, the goal is to be a world champion, and I believe wholeheartedly I can do it, because I would never say something if I didn't believe it. And I believe it with every bone I've got. My dad up there, my trainer, all my team, we know we can do it. So just stay dedicated, right mindset, right fights at the right time, we're going all the way.
You mentioned not achieving anything. Is it tough being Tyson's brother?
Listen, it is what it is, isn't it? I'm not going to sit here and say it's a bad thing, because it's obviously not. I'm boxing at Wembley in front of a massive crowd. It's a positive thing being a boxer as well. I'm blessed. I'm blessed that I'm in the position that I'm in, and I get a lot of good opportunities from it. But again, it's only me in the ring fighting. And come Saturday night, Tyson's not going to be able to do the fighting for me. He's got his own fight to do. I've got to go in there, put my fists up, and get the job done myself.
Okay, and let's address the elephant in the room that I'm sure the press want to know a little bit more about. Jake Paul did say that if you get a big knockout in this fight, it would make it much more exciting to put your fight with him back on track. Does that change the approach that you go into this fight with, the statement performance you want to make?
No, definitely not. I don't let anything come into my mind to disrupt what I'm going to do from Saturday night. Jake Paul's not come into my mind once. And I hear all this talk about him saying, oh, he doesn't fancy the fight anymore, then he fancies the fight, then I'm a potential opponent, then I'm not. Get your facts straight before you speak my name, and if you want to fight, let's get on and do it. I'm ready whenever, because I don't need a training camp for him. It's very unfortunate what happened to me in December, because if December hadn't gone through, you wouldn't have been hearing his name ever again in boxing. because he is useless. He cannot fight, and there is no chance in hell he beats me, and I do not even need to train for him. So let me get Saturday out of the way, put on a massive performance, a great knockout, what I'm planning on doing, and when I'm on the couch eating pizzas, burgers and donuts, what I love to do, let him give me a call and I'll be there the next day, because I do not need to train for him. This man can't fight. That's why he's dodging everybody a boxer. That's why he's fighting 60-year-old UFC fighters that nobody wants to see, because he got very low pay-per-view numbers last time. If he wants the big numbers, he knows where to come. Let's get it on. But until then, don't talk if you don't want to fight.
When you say massive performance, he did get a pretty big knockout in his last fight. Do you want to better that?
I'm not interested in what Jake Paul does. I mean, it's easy to get a knockout over somebody who's over the hill and 45 years old in Tyrone Woodley. It's very easy to knock him out who doesn't move his head or throw a punch. You know, I've got a live opponent coming over. You know, he's young. I think my opponent's 26 or 27. He's 10-1. He's coming for a fight, and he's an actual boxer. These guys that Jake Paul is fighting, they're not boxers. This guy that I'm fighting on Saturday night would wipe the floor with Jake Paul. He's probably been fighting all his life, had a ton of experience. So this is a hard fight for me on Saturday than Jake Paul would ever be. So, you know, if he wants to fight, he knows where I am. I'm not hard to find.
And finally, your dad this week said that he sees shades of Triple G in the way you fight. So I'd just like to know a little bit more detail. It's obviously a huge compliment, Gennady Golovkin. What you think he meant by that, and what are those shades that we might see in your fight on Saturday?
Yep, thanks very much, Dad. Appreciate it. Thanks for the support. Thank you. Yes, and that literally comes from what we've been seeing in the gym. You know, David's been in camp. David's been watching me spar, and they've been holding me home with some very, very good fighters. And in sparring, you know, when I take that in Saturday night, when I take sparring into the ring, you're going to see what I can do. Because I've been in there. We don't get people that I can knock over in sparring and have easy spars. I've not had one easy spar my entire life. 15 and 16 years old, I was sparring Tom Aspinall, who's now number 2 in the UFC or something like that. I've been full trade-offs with him, and I was about 10 stone. You know, I know what I've got inside me. I've got heart of a lion, balls like King Kong. We all have in this family, and you're going to see it. So only me and my team know this, and in each fight, you're going to see more and more of that. And shades of Golovkin, it's a very nice compliment, and yeah, I see it myself.
On a mission. Best of luck, Tommy. Well, let's move